Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and I know there's so many of you out there who have been looking for cowboy boots. You want to get into it maybe, and it's really hard to find something that's affordable. Jumping into boots for $200 plus, that's a lot of money, especially for your first pair of boots. Or if you're just looking to get more than just one pair and you just want to get more into it, I have the perfect solution for you. And I'm not talking about cheap Amazon boots. I'm not talking about Temu boots, although I've reviewed those kind of boots on this channel. The caveat I always give is that these are the gateway drug to get you in. You know, the Amazon and the Temu, they're the gateway drug to get you in, but they're not anything that's going to keep you here, simply because they are not built tough to be able to withstand constant use. They are going to be one-timers, one-offers. That's it. So then what do I suggest when it comes to getting boots for cheap? This is what I suggest: buying them on the secondhand market. Now, you might say, ugh, buying secondhand used boots, that's gross. Not really. Simply because boots are made out of leather, and leather just has different qualities than tennis shoes. Tennis shoes are made out of different materials, the kind of stuff that leaves germs and smelly things deposited in there, and they stay in there, and you could throw them in the washing machine and wash them. But leather is different. Now, if you're familiar with my channel and you've heard me kind of talk about exotic prints, I like exotic prints. I like them a lot, simply because nowadays the craftsmanship of the print is so good. It looks so much like the real thing, and you could take these things out all the time. You could even work in them if you want to, because they're cowhide. They're built tough and they're built to last. They're not fragile. And they also didn't cost you $500. They cost you very little. And this particular pair of boots that I'm telling you about, I got for $40-ish for a pair of good looking used boots. This is Cayman Tail. This is from a brand that you probably never heard of. I think it's called Grand Lidar. But this is a pair that I guarantee you've heard of. This is from Ariat. And these guys I purchased for a grand total of $12. Before shipping and handling, I think shipping and handling was like $3 to $5. Under $20, I got these guys used. And I have a whole review of these boots on my channel, so you can go and check it out. These are the Ariat Sedonas. So I got these up here for visual reference, just so you can kind of see. But I got these guys for dirt cheap. These are two pair of boots made out of actual real leather that are going to be durable, that are going to last you a long time. And I got them both together for under $100. That's ridiculous. That's unheard of. But it's not unheard of when it comes to used boots on the secondhand market. Now, I got these from eBay.com, and I got these from shopgoodwill.com. Both of these are places, obviously eBay is the big heavy hitter in the room. They're worldwide. Everybody knows about eBay. When it comes to shopgoodwill.com, not everybody knows about them. So they can take now everybody knows about Goodwill. And so what Goodwill can do is they can take what's in their stores and put it online on their shopgoodwillauction.com. It is an auction, an online auction, but you can shop there, and they have way more resources as well to get and what they get donated to them. And sometimes they get some really, really, really good finds. Sometimes there's a good amount of people on there to take a look and say, hey, I want that, so the bidding goes higher. And sometimes there's not, like in this pair of boots. I'm telling you, I got them for $12 was the winning bid, and then I paid for shipping and handling. Now, with that all being said, this is the caveat. Now, I know what I'm looking for because I'm familiar with cowboy boots now. I know what I'm looking for when it comes to going on the websites and trying to get a boot at a discounted price. When you're like searching for the Temu and Amazon cheap boots, you really don't know what you're looking for. You just know, well, I think I like a square toe. So what do you got? You don't know to look for, a 13D, a 13EE. You don't know the quality. You don't even know if this is real Cayman or if it's not. These are just things that you don't know if you're not familiar with boots. So I would suggest doing if you're really trying to get a deal, I suggest doing your research, figuring out the sizing of boots, figuring out what boots are made of, right? These are a type of hybrid boot. So this is not leather through and through as this one is. All of this is leather that you can see. But when we go inside, it is leather and then it stops. And then there's like a felt or some type of material similar to felt inside of here. Okay, the soles are completely rubber, and then the heel stack is, I don't know what it is. It's hard, so it's not rubber. It's probably some kind of composite material. I don't think it's a leather heel stack, because why would you do that when you don't do a leather sole? So regardless, this is a hybrid of a boot, and that's what Ariat's known for. That's what they kind of innovated here. So this is a hybrid boot. This is an all leather boot, and this is literally all leather, all the way inside, all the way up until, again, the vamp portion. There's like a felt material in there, but the sole, the back portion of the sole, the insole is leather, and then another felt or some type of material, but it's not leather. The inner lining, all leather. So all leather soles, looks to be an all leather heel stack. And so we're talking about a boot that's mostly leather here. But I know what I'm looking for when I purchased it. So I'm looking at when I'm looking to purchase them, I'm looking at the heels. Is there any cracks in them? Are there any tears? Is there any holes? Is there anything that I should be aware of? And as I looked over it online, doesn't look too bad. And the other thing that I consider is, what's the description on these used boots? If they're like, hey, they're fantastic, everything is well, great, send them to me. And if they're not well, I get to send them back because you didn't describe it right. And that's how eBay works, for certain. And so I feel confident in buying, because I know if they're not what the seller says they are, I could send them back and get my money back. If they are what the seller says they are, then they're fantastic. And as you're checking out the description, and if you do see someone say, oh, there's a crack here, there's a crack there, we'll pay attention to that, because then there probably is one and you might not want to purchase those boots. Okay, and this is the quick on-foot portion of the Cayman Tail print boots that I purchased used. And again, if you just take a good look at them, you've seen the close-ups and now you see them on feet. These are great boots for the price. You don't necessarily have to go and buy the Amazon or the Temu boots if you're trying to jump in the game. You can buy used and you can get something really good. As you can see, they look good on feet. And again, the comfort level when it comes to these are just about as comfortable as any other boot when it comes to leather soles. They could use an insole, and I personally will try to find a thinner insole to kind of just slip in there to add in. But it's not too bad. Now, I won't do an on-foot portion for the used Ariats that I purchased because I already have another video for that. So if you want to check out how they look on foot, go look for my review on the Ariat Sedonis, and you can see the entire review on those boots. With that being said, this is going to be your best bang for your buck when it comes to buying actual leather cowboy boots and not the cheap knockoffs that you get from Amazon or Temu, which again, like I said, those are great gateway drugs. Those guys are going to get you in the door and make you want a real pair of boots. So again, you got to watch out. But that's why I always give you my caveats in my videos, so that this way you're making an informed decision. That's all I got for you on this one, and I will see you on the next one.